Oh, ready to take the first action. And the first thing I'm going to do is turn over a card which says the Sailors of the Black Dog. And the next time the black dog barks in the distance, the next thing I need to do is throw a d6, because it's a 6. It will be an event. It's not a 6, so it's not an event. So the first action by the Sailors of the Black Dog, with cutlasses and pistols at the ready, is to crash into the church, where they find a monk and a pilgrim, who they promptly chop down. I can't see any reason why their blood's up, and I think they could probably do that without a shot being fired if they pass their leadership. So unless I throw a 6, they will rush in under leadership and silently slay those 2 characters. Yeah, so they're dead. Take them off. So they've, in total silence, managed to take the church. I just need to see if the sound of the door being opened was enough to alert the garrison. So I checked for events. The first event was, did the people entering the church alert anybody? And the answer was no. Then, did the movement around the churchyard alert anybody? And the answer was no. But in testing for those random events, one of the figures here has become distracted searching for icons, and when the other 5 leave the church, he isn't going to. Now, there are also 4 pieces of loot there. There's a barrel, a tray of fruit, a bag and a box, and it takes 1 pirate to carry 1 piece. So there are 4 pieces of loot. There are actually 4 pirates and a leader, so they are going to be carrying the loot. And that's where the turn ends. Draw a card. This is for Anne Reed, who is one of my characters. I didn't get a 6. So Anne has just got to stay in the sand dunes because nothing's alerted them yet. The next card is another of my characters, James Smalls. No event, and he stays in the dunes. This is the Overseer, Pierre Gallo. And again, no sound, so we're just looking for an event. We've got an event, which is a 6. So I go to the event chart. So I threw the event and it was a 1, and it says, unless the leader or the second in command are within 6 inches, all troops of this class move a random d6 in a random direction. But Pierre Gallo is the second in command, so that cancels that out. The next card is the plantation owner's family. Is there an event? There isn't. They're all going to stay where they are because they're inside. Why would they come out? There's nothing special. Jack Perry, my cabin boy. Again, no sound to alert the troops in the dunes. He stays where he is. The scum of the Black Dog. Now these are my thugs and lunatics, and they only have a leadership of 2. So I've got to get a 1, otherwise they're going to fail. And they fail their leadership, which means they are going to shoot at anybody in range and or attack in a random direction. The scum don't get any pirate skills. They're not pirates, so they are going to fire a shoot from the sand dunes, and this is going to break their cover and alert everyone then that the battle is on. I've put them in twos, so I've got the first two and they've got a target. They need, at that range, 5s and 6s. No hit there, and to mark the fact that they fired, so they do need to reload. And I always like putting a bit of smoke on. I'll build up the realism of the battlefield. So some shot there. 2 at the next man, 5 and 6. Again, oh. And again, got some smoke on. That's those 2. Arrange it nicely. And then the next 2. Oh yeah, that's 1 hit. So that chap is, you always get 1d6 for a save. And I'm shooting at him at a funny angle when I look at the line of sight because he's high up. It's actually that man there on the roof. So that gives him a second dice of a save. And so either of these need to be 6. We're going to count that. Let's count that lip. There's a bit of a lip there around it, so count that as soft cover. So if any, I'll give him another dice. If any of these 3 are a 6, he's saved. Yes, he has. There we go. Nice round 6 for him. There's a shot. Powder. And then the final 2 we're shooting at the man on the end, and that's a 5 and 6 on him. He only gets 1 save, and he doesn't save, and because he's not very important, he is dead, which causes a morale test for anyone within 6 inches, which is going to be all of them. So testing morale. They've got a 3, and their random score is +3 -1. I like to do it on an average dice because it reflects the oddness. If you just say, oh, they're always +1, they're always -1, life's not like that. Some people, he might not have had any breakfast, that lad. He might not be feeling very well. So it gives you a bit more a reaction that's not your reaction. It's the reaction that you can't control. So they start off at -1. They've lost a figure, -2. But they have got an officer because he's inside the building. That's -1. They've been shot at by surprise, which is -4. And they have to score a 3. So I'm going to throw this and I'm going to -4. 1, which is a fail. So because it's a fail, they then have to do a test to see how they react to failing morale. So I've thrown a 3. 3 is a go to ground, and what I mean by that in this instance is they take cover in the hope of being able to shoot back. So I'm going to take these little tokens that I have made. He is going to take cover behind there. He is going to take cover there. It's not a lot of cover, but at least they've not legged it and put up a bit of a fight. He takes cover there. So that is the situation. The next card is King Mosquit, who is with the scum that we've just been watching. so he will just remain where he is. I think he'll take a shot, actually. So they can see King Mosket. I wanted him to take a shot. Then I checked his card, and unfortunately he's got a leadership of 2. So unless I throw a 1, that's not what's going to happen. So first of all, can I throw a 1? No, I can't. I throw a 2. So he's failed his leadership. The next card, Abdul Kazim, who is a hero. And Abdul is also with the thugs. Now the difference here with young Abdul is that I threw a 5 on an average dice for his leadership. He got a 5, so that means I throw a d6, and then I got a 6. That makes him a hero. Now, he cannot fail leadership, so he can do whatever I want. And whatever I want is be heroic, and he's going to charge him. So I know he's charged in. So now we say he's a heroic character, so he gets a +1. His basic score, because he's a trained regular, is a 3. But his basic score, because he's elite, he's a 5. He is also lying down, so it's quite hard to fight with what appears to be a makeshift weapon. So a makeshift weapon makes him a 2, and the fact that he's lying down trying to use a makeshift weapon makes it even worse. So now I throw, he's going to add 1, and he throws a total 6. I already start on a 6, and I get 10. Now that, which leads to another morale test. They've now lost 2 men. The man on the roof is within 6 inches. 5, he is going to fight on. But I don't think he's going to fight on from up there. I think what he's going to do is go through that hatch into the building below and see if they can make life difficult. He, as a prisoner, normally you'd hope to take him captive, but because my men are terrible quality leadership wise, they've got to pass the leadership test. So I want them to take him prisoner. No, they don't, they kill him. So that went well, thought it might. I take a card, Billy Spears. Now he's with part of a team who now are activated in the sand dunes, but he's going to wait until that team moves. So I'll just keep Billy's card for now. And now it is one of the overseer's crew who's going to stay where he is. Rally has just come out, so anyone who's running away could now rally, but nobody is running away. End turn. So that ends the turn. So there's been a number of things happen there that have been triggered by the cards and then annoyingly interfered with by leadership. They started the game brilliantly with the pirates, who were a 5 leadership unit, taking the church and the loot without a shot being fired, everyone happy. But then sort of as soon as my card came out for my thugs and also rans, and they with that terrible command, everything went to pieces. I was hoping they would best. I suppose this is the best scenario. That at least they've opened fire. They could have done, if there was two choices of building, they could have got in the way of a different objective. They could have lost control. There was all manner of things that could have happened. But there's an enemy in front of them. They know it's early in the game. They haven't lost anybody. They've got two command figures with them, one of whom's a hero. I could, as an option, have put Abdul, the hero, as the commander of the unit. I didn't do that deliberately because I don't want to tie Abdul down to being stuck with a bunch of idiots when he might be more useful somewhere else. I'm quite happy to leave King Mosket, who is an idiot, with the idiots, get him into the plantation building, and if Mosket can do that, well, good. Good lad. If he can't, then Abdul probably can. End of turn card just literally means that. We have to now just put all the cards back in the pack, shuffle them up, and kick off for the second turn. I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to overburden the thing and bore the pants off you. And if you're not enjoying it, then you don't have to watch the next one, do you? If you are enjoying it, then I'm going to be doing the next one next. All right. Ta-ra, Chuck.